Welcome back to the Gray Area, a podcast where we're just two dudes having a conversation.
As a quick reminder, nothing we say is intended to offend anyone, though we do welcome your comments and opinions in the comments section below.
So today we're going to be talking about some paradoxes, or maybe a paradox. Primarily, the Theseus' ship paradox.
So the way that this paradox works, right, from what I understand, is if you have a boat, right, and it's an old boat. So let's say a piece of the like your steam stack. What's, I don't know, chimney stack?
Your sail.
Exhaust. Your sail. The piece of your sail gets ripped. Okay? So you replace the sail. So of course you just replace the sail. That doesn't necessarily make it a new boat, right?
Yeah, you just added it, you just changed out a piece. You know, it's pretty much the same boat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then what if then your mast breaks? You replace the mast. Okay?
Yeah.
And then your hull breaks. Replace some of the hull. And then slowly and surely you replace more and more of the boat until every piece on it is new. So then the question is it the same boat?
And it gets even deeper when you take all the old pieces, say, after replacing all the new pieces, you're like, I like the vintageness of my old boat. I'm going to build that. So you build a brand new boat, exact same boat as it was before the renovations. Is that now a new boat, or is that the old boat? And
reassembled, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Personally, I think that as soon as you replace more than 50% of the original boat, then it's a new boat. And then if you take all the old pieces and put it back together, it's the old boat. That's what I think. Because, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but then you run. Okay, so let's say you replace on the original boat 55% of the parts.
Yeah, so it's basically the same. It's the same boat, but
is it?
I would see. I would say that it's still the same. Well, it's not the same exact boat. I feel like the whole essence of the boat stays. Like if it's the Titanic and it crashes, and for whatever reason we decide to take that boat out of the ocean and renovate it, I'd say they could still be. It's still the Titanic, but it's just newer.
Okay.
2.0. Which I guess doesn't make it the same boat in a certain way.
Exactly, it doesn't, because I don't think it could be considered the same boat because of all the changes that has been made. I mean, if we're looking at it, let's compare it to humans. I know quite the comparison there, but we replace every cell in our bodies like every 7 years or something. Yeah. So that brings into question, are we still the same person? Well, yes and no. However, with the boat, we still can collect the old pieces.
And if we build a new boat out of those old pieces...
Well, is it a new boat?
Is it? I would say it's newly assembled. If it uses
yes.
The exact...
We did assemble it.
It's yeah. But I mean, like, if you use the exact same nails, boards, and sails, I don't see how it's any different. As granted, it's still built in the exact same way. I don't see how it could be different from the old boat. But what if you take all the old pieces and build it in a different way, a slightly different way? Is it still the old boat?
I don't think so. Because for it to be the old boat, it would have to be like piece by piece exactly the same.
Yeah.
Right? But if you build it, kind of different, okay. So let's say this then. I'm going to scrap what I was saying earlier and say it's 50-50. So you have an old boat,
Yeah.
and you replace half of the parts on it.
Yeah.
You then take half of those old parts
Yeah.
and combine them with half new parts. So now there's 2 boats in existence. Both of them are 50% of your old boat, and both of them are 50% new boat.
Ah.
Do you have 2 new boats? Do you have
2 of the same boat.
1 new boat and 1 old boat? Do you have 2 of the same kind of old-ish boat?
Yeah, see, this is where it starts to get a little more convoluted.
Exactly. You know, like, okay, I need to know how to register this on my boat insurance. Like, I mean, seriously.
Which one is your primary boat? Sweating nervously.
We are back.
We are indeed. A little break. A little pause.
Yep, a little. Yep. Where did I get cut off?
We got the 50% boats. You got like which one is what? Do you have 2 new boats? That's
Yeah,
where we
yeah,
are.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think?
Okay. If you take, I agree with you. If you replace half of the pieces, then it's not a 100% that boat. I mean, if you replace any of the piece, I don't think it'd be 100% authentic. Once you lose one little bit, it is no longer 1000% authentic. But if if you take half the pieces and you replace them, I wouldn't say it's an old boat or a new boat. I would just say it's renovated.
It's a renovated old boat.
Yeah, and if you took all the pieces that you replaced and you built another half new, half old boat, I would say that would then become a new boat.
Not a retrofitted new boat?
A retrofitted.
Like...
It's
because
nostalgic.
it's difficult to... Well, because if you think about it, it's hard to decide, because then you have to basically say, well, what is the essence of the boat? What makes a boat a boat?
I mean, if we throw it back to humans and people,
yes,
I'd say what makes us is our consciousness, I guess.
Yeah, consciousness and the memories and experiences, perception.
Yeah, because I mean, if you go and you lose your memories, are you the same person? No, because you haven't grown, you haven't developed.
I mean, Jason Bourne was the same person.
Yeah, well, Jason Bourne, he's a special case.
Yes, he did a whole lot of treading on stones. Anyways,
but yeah,
okay. So I mean, okay. So if we're comparing the boat to humans, do you think amnesia would be replacing pieces of the boat? Because if you have like, let's say minor amnesia, where you forget little bits and pieces of things,
yeah,
then is that you still you? Because you're basically losing a piece of what is you, by our definition.
That's fair. I mean, I guess you also just lose memories as days go on in general, because there's just going to be moments you won't remember because they're not useful to you anymore.
Exactly. See, that's where it comes in, though. Those memories, those experiences or whatever, are old, and they're being replaced by new ones. So, I mean, I sure hope that none of us are the same person we were when we were 2 years old, because I guarantee that a whole bunch of people would be very, very terrible. I mean, some people still act like they're 2 years old, but...
yeah, you can't get rid of that, but
regardless, we are always replacing, I guess, our essence.
Yeah, or
the essence of what it is to be a human all the
Yeah.
time.
Whether we want to or not, it just happens.
But does that make us still the same human?
Does it make us less of a ourselves? I don't think so.
Or does it make us more ourselves because we have more experiences that are improved and better? So in a way, no, go for it.
I would say that, maybe it's more of what you represent in a certain place and time.
Okay.
What would I that's what I would define identity as.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then if we look at that in the boat perspective then,
Mm-hmm.
let's say we replaced 99% of it. The only part of the boat that we kept the same was we kept the original, I don't know, mermaid figurine on like the front of the boat that does absolutely nothing.
A little yeah, exactly. A little decoration, a little dice decor, hanging from the ceiling.
Exactly. But we replaced all of the parts over a span of let's say 20 years,
Mm.
So you had a brand new boat over the course of 20 years. You had to replace piece and piece and piece and piece and piece and piece. But one part of the boat, one little part, stayed the same. So is it still the original boat? Because that's basically what it is with humans, right?
Mm.
If we grow up over the course of 20 years, we lose, I don't want to say 99%, but we lose a lot, making us almost entirely new.
Which is true. I mean, we do keep the core things that make us us. Things we still hold on to.
Right. Right. But, okay, so comparing, again, human to the boat, if the boat keeps the one thing that makes it, like, let's say, this boat's, it's been on the water for 20 years and everyone can recognize it by that mermaid figurine on the front of the boat.
Yeah.
So is that the essence of that particular boat in this case?
I guess it would be.
So then it's still the same boat.
It's, I guess I would say the essence of the boat is still there. It's still the SS mermaid figurine, but it just looks more spiffy.
Looks more spiffy. Still drives.
Yeah, somehow. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it's because if people can recognize it's a certain boat because of that, because of that mermaid figurine, it's, I guess as long as people treat it as the same boat, it might be the same. Like, I guess it could be recognized as the same, but improved, old but improved.
Okay.
Because I don't think once you make a certain change to anything, it is no longer what it is, what it was.
It's no longer what it used to be. That's just straight fact for you. Okay.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think? What do you think on that?
I think. Yeah. I mean, personally, as soon as you replace, enough of it, it's never going to be the same, just like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you keep something that is the essence of the boat, it's still a new boat.
Okay.
Because everything else has changed, right? Because if we go back to humans, it's hard to compare the two because we have something definitive. It's our consciousness, or
yeah.
Whereas a boat doesn't doesn't think, or if it does, I am now terrified to go fishing.
Right. Getting hunted by the Titanic.
Yes.
Jesus.
New movie. We'll Meg 2, where you get hunted by the Titanic. Titanic hunts the Meg. Anyways.
Titanic, oh my god.
No, but so let's set aside the boat for a minute, because humans, right? from the time we're 0 to 20, the change and growth is immense. Even from when we're 0 to 1 year old,
Very much so.
because in a way, are we even the same? And well, I think personally that we would have to be, because we are who we are based on what our perception was prior,
Okay.
right? Because let's say I don't know, let's take me for example.
Mhm.
I had a dog growing up. Now, of course, if the dog passes away, 10 years pass, I'm not going to forget the dog because it's still part of my perception that has happened.
Yeah. You grew up with that
However,
dog.
had I not grown up with that dog, I would have a completely different perception. Now, I grew up with the dog, so therefore my ideas about dogs and what they do, who they are, blah, 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 was shaped. But
Yeah.
if I suddenly get a new dog, I still remember my old dog.
Of course.
So I'm not new, I'm just changed.
Yeah. So
What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I guess once you have another, once you experience something new, you get changed. In this, either it being a small way or like a big influence on you, you have been changed. So I guess we are never. We are. I guess at the core, we are the same. Maybe our values change, or our values change as we grow up. But
Yes, definitely.
I guess those values are still what make us us in a way. So
Okay.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think we ever stay the same for forever. We always change.
Always, always. Even once we're dead, we're changing into compost.
and gas and delicious word.
Rotten flesh.
Rotten flesh. That's the best.
Okay, so like where this paradox comes into question
Yeah.
is, like, this is going to sound super futuristic, but like cybernetic enhancements. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know that they're pushing to do this. They're trying, not even cybernetic enhancements, but
Just like
enhancements
amputees.
or prolonging. Yeah, because they're working right now all over the world, of course, to grow. Well, I mean, right now they're working on something else.
Something else, but
something else that makes our recording quality tank. Anyways, but they're working to develop ways to grow organs not in a human.
oh well, yeah, just 3D print a kidney.
Not exactly, but
Wow.
close.
Yeah.
Close enough. So then, the question here comes in: if we replace this 80-year-old dude's lungs with all brand new ones, or not lungs, but organs,
Yeah.
is he still the same old dude? And two, is that an acceptable practice?
I will.
I mean, what do you think? Okay, let's address point one first.
Okay.
Is he still the same old dude?
Yes. I don't think, just because I cut off my arm and somebody sewed it back on doesn't mean I'm different. If I get a kidney transplant, I'm still the same kicking dude. I just got new modification. I don't think. Well, I mean it. Yeah, I think you are basically the same. You now have a new pair of lungs.
Yeah. Every organ, skin included, they replace all your bones. Basically, they do a brain transplant into a synthetically generated body. Is it still the same old dude?
I would have to say yeah.
How come?
Because I mean, as long as his brain and his memories are intact, like perfect transplant, guy still thinks the same. He will. It's like it'd just be like a very extended, not extended, but a very extended version of like having laser eye surgery. If you see your vision's not good. You see blurry signs every time you try to read one, and so you go in, you have some LASIK eye surgery. Now you can see better. This person might be able to see better. You still think the same. He might be able to smell better. He still thinks the same. I get. Oh well, maybe it might change him.
See, that's where it comes into question, because if you get a brand new nose, brand new
Mouth,
tongue, eyes, skin, all of the things that we use for perception, if all those are brand new, revitalized from being old, because as you age, I'm sure that things deteriorate.
Yeah, well, they do.
Very prominent in the eyes, but
Ears, yeah.
Yeah, eyes and ears, because anyways, if those are all brand new again, do you think that would merit the same thing? Because now his perception of the world is going to be shifted from what he was perceiving beforehand.
I guess it would sort of be almost like growing up, in a way, because as you grow up, your taste changes. Now that you're in a new skin suit, your taste has changed. It's not a natural change, but it is still indeed a change. So I think it's like another. In that case, I think it would be another step in growing up. I don't want to use growing up, but like the idea of growing up.
Well, how would it not be growing up? Because if we're always changing based on our perceptions, even if we take a 90-year-old guy's brain and put it into a synthetic body of a 20-year-old, he's still growing up.
Well, okay, I mean as in like the natural sense. You're not like...
Well, it's not... No, you're not naturally growing up.
But you are...
But you're still growing.
Mentally.
You're still evolving and changing.
As long as you are alive, you are growing.
Exactly. So, I mean, at that point, it becomes a question of...
Are we ever the same?
Are we ever the same? And if so, how is it unnatural to replace all of our body parts if they are going to evolve and change anyways?
Well, I feel like it's unnatural because it's not happening by nature, So,
but aren't we nature? Think about it.
Okay,
Think about it this way.
But my phone is not. I wouldn't say this phone is all natural.
Well, I gotta say, it did
Organic.
originally come from nature. We just changed it.
Yeah, I mean, these body parts are synthetic. They may be perfect, exact copies or replicas of, a heart or whatever, but it's still synthetically made. So that's the only... Apart from that, I don't think it's unnatural. I don't think it's weird to have... I feel like it's completely... Like, going on the last question, I feel like it's completely acceptable to have, grow another organ if you need it. If you don't need it, what's the... well, you don't need it.
Okay, so define needing it. What if you're old and dying?
Well, then you would
But
need it.
only your body is dying.
Yeah, well...
Okay.
Yeah.
But then nobody would die.
Okay, yes, right? I mean, ideally we would prioritize the young and the healthier. But...
Yes, but
Or not the
if
healthier.
they are old and dying, then technically speaking,
Mhm.
they do need new body parts.
They do indeed. If we can prolong the the living process, I mean,
Do you think that
I feel like
it's a good thing, though?
immortality would be a curse.
I
I
don't
feel
think
like it is
it's.
a curse.
I don't think it's possible though, because your brain will cop out eventually. It'll just be like, nope, I cannot think.
Yes, I mean your brain only can handle so many memories. You know.
See, this is where it gets really weird though, because technically speaking,
Yeah.
all of your perceptive data,
Yeah.
all of your memories, and all that
Jazz.
is stored in your hippocampus. Look at that psychology buff over here. But so, if we could find out a way to do a data transfer, we could scan your brain, grow a brand new one, and transfer the data brain to brain, and then put you into a new body.
But
What? Okay, first off, that would be so freaking weird.
I feel like Netflix has a show about that, sort of.
I think
yeah.
it was a guy that got uploaded into a computer and then still lived. But we're talking body to body.
Body to body. I mean, okay, like if. Well, again, the brain still has a certain, like, memory capacity, unless you just keep getting a bigger brain every time, you know. Just
Yeah, well, I mean, because
just
I mean,
char.
basically, get big brain, become mega mind.
Exactly.
Okay, but then if you think about it,
Yeah.
right? If you do the data transfer, you know, as you grow older, you're going to lose, like we said, you're going to lose, you know, memories from when you were a kid, memories from when you were an adult, memories from your midlife crisis. You probably really wanted to erase that. So really, your data transfer won't be any greater than the brain can handle, as it already is.
Yeah, like
and then you're in a new body, so your perceptions change, but are you still the same person?
I mean, well, yes.
That is the ultimate question. Are you still the same person? If they do a direct data transfer, so you're in a completely new body, brain and everything.
Okay.
The only thing that stays the same is your previous perceptions.
I mean, yeah, I guess, like, if we are to identify, if we are to define identity as, like, our memories and our perception of what's going on, then your perception will have changed. Your memories will have stayed the same until your brain, like, alters them in a certain way.
Okay. Now, the other side of that question is doing the direct brain transfer thing an acceptable thing to do? Because really, you're justifying a version of immortality.
In a way, but I don't think it's wrong. I mean, I personally don't think it's wrong. Because the person still has memories and the brain is still going to deteriorate. That's one thing that we can't at the moment fix is, deterioration.
Right, but then as soon as they grow old again, they could just transfer into another new body.
I mean, if we're talking about like data transfer, like brain to brain kind of deal.
Data transfer, brain to brain.
I mean, you're going to be a different person over the ages because, again, your brain is going to kick out some of those memories, like you said. So, what new memories in a new body are going to happen? And then when you get a new body, you're going to get new memories from those bodies. That would be weird.
Right?
I guess once you've changed, but like once you can reset your life cycle in a way, you probably change as a person.
So does that make you a new person? I really don't think so. I think you're still the same person. Because no matter what, no matter how much, you recycle and forget things,
Yeah.
there are, some things
That you're not
that
gonna
you
forget.
will not forget.
That's true. Those, I guess those would be what makes us us. The core ideas and memories and morals.
Pulling Inside Out. So you were about to say core memories?
Exactly. I have not seen that movie.
Really? Okay.
Or maybe I have. I don't know.
Going back to our original point of
Mhm.
boats, and we somehow ended up on brain data transfers.
It happens.
I mean, in all honesty, I think as long as the essence of whatever we're talking about, be it a boat or be it a human, as long as there's an essence of them that remains the same, no matter where it goes or changes, it's still the same boat or person.
At its core, yeah.
No matter how many, external parts of it you change, as long as the core of what it is changes or stays the same.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
it's still the same.
I would agree. What the core essence? I don't know. It's got to be a better word than essence. Essence. I just keep thinking
Essence.
But yeah,
Like it can be extracted.
we're the real Skeksis over here.
Ugh.
Yeah. Anyways.
Ugh. Now I'm uncomfortable.
But yeah, as long as the essence still remains.
Good lord.
Oh my.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening to The Gray Area.
If you liked this video, feel free to share it. And if you had different opinions or wanted to say something, just leave it in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed.